Why do the poor work so hard every day to save money, only to find themselves getting poorer? Conversely, why do the rich aggressively borrow from banks to live increasingly wealthy lives? What is the underlying paradigm-shifting financial logic here? If you are still taking your hard-earned paycheck every month and stashing it all away in a savings account, you absolutely must stick around until the end of this video, because right now, you are falling into a trap. The biggest lie in modern capitalist society is telling you to just save your money. From a young age, our parents and teachers constantly reminded us that making money is hard, that we must keep it safe in the bank, and that we should never, ever borrow money or go into debt. In the agrarian society of the past, this was a perfectly sound and safe concept. But in our modern, rapid money-printing capitalist society, this advice is lethal. The truly wealthy never keep the bulk of their money in the bank. Instead, they rack their brains every day to figure out how to borrow money from the bank. They cleverly leverage the bank's massive capital to help themselves create even more wealth. This is the core secret to jumping socioeconomic classes that the wealthy elite will never easily share with you. Many people feel that borrowing money is incredibly stressful and high risk. Just hearing the word debt triggers anxiety and makes them feel like their financial life is doomed. But look closely at the billionaire CEOs of Fortune 500 companies or massive real estate tycoons. Which one of them isn't carrying tens of millions or even billions in bank debt? Aren't they terrified of going bankrupt if they suddenly can't pay it back? The truth is, they are playing a totally different game. They deeply understand the true destructive power of inflation. Let's break down the underlying business model of how a bank actually works. A bank doesn't produce any physical products. It is simply a middleman for capital. Banks lure everyday people into depositing their money for a measly 2% or 3% yield on a high-yield savings account. Then they turn around and lend that exact same money out at 7%, 8%, or even higher interest rates to business owners looking to expand or investors buying real estate. Banks effortlessly skim massive profits off this interest rate spread. It's virtually a risk-free business for them. When you are desperately scrimping and saving, depriving yourself just to put an extra few $100 away each month, you are actually providing the cheapest source of labor in this financial game. The rich take the money you painstakingly deposited, use it to buy assets, and then rent those assets back to you. Or they use it to fund their companies and hire you to work for them, profiting off your manual labor. Without realizing it, the money you work so hard to save becomes the stepping stone for someone else to cross the wealth gap. Even more terrifying is that the money sitting in your checking account is being ruthlessly devoured by inflation every single day. Think back 10 years ago. How much did a standard fast food combo cost? Maybe $5 or $6 for a filling meal. But today, if you walk into a casual spot, that same combo is easily $12, maybe even over $15, and the portions are shrinking. Has your salary doubled over the same 10-year period? For the vast majority of ordinary working-class Americans, wages have remained practically stagnant against the cost of living. This means the purchasing power of the cash in your hand is shrinking at a terrifying speed. That $50,000 you saved a decade ago holds a fraction of its value today. The root cause of this phenomenon is a massive loophole in our modern monetary system. Ever since the US dollar decoupled from the gold standard, the government has been printing money like crazy. The cash flowing in the market is becoming increasingly worthless. This is the inevitable fate of fiat currency. Whenever the government faces an economic crisis or needs to push massive infrastructure spending, they use the Federal Reserve to pump freshly printed money into the market. The result of this capital flood is that the prices of all hard assets skyrocket. Whether it's stocks, real estate, or gold, their nominal prices explode because the paper money itself has become thinner. Meanwhile, those cold, hard numbers sitting in your savings account haven't increased at all. This is essentially a massive hidden tax on all honest, hardworking citizens who just save their money. The wealthy know exactly what's going on. In an era where the money printers never stop, holding large amounts of cash is the most foolish thing you can do. It's financial suicide. They understand that the only way to genuinely protect themselves from the invisible robbery of inflation and actually grow their wealth is to convert depreciating cash into high-quality assets as quickly as possible. But simply using their own money to buy assets is too slow. So, they learned how to borrow. This is why the poor think borrowing is a sin, while the rich view borrowing as genius. we must establish a core financial concept, distinguishing between good and bad debt. Not all debt is good for you. Bad debt takes money out of your pocket. The poor and middle class usually carry bad debt, which drags them into the mud of poverty. Examples include 25% interest rate credit cards, financing a designer bag, or taking out a massive auto loan for a rapidly depreciating luxury car just to look good. These consumer loans don't bring you a single dime of extra income. Instead, they force you to hand over a massive chunk of your paycheck every month to cover the principal and interest. Borrowing money to satisfy short-term consumer desires is a poison that guarantees you stay poor. Good debt, on the other hand, is what the rich use. Good debt is a high-quality liability that continuously puts money into your pocket. The classic example is buying real estate that generates steady rental income, or leveraging money into high-yield, blue-chip investments. Let's look at the real-world math for 2025. Right now, the average 30-year fixed mortgage rate in the US is hovering around 6.5%. If you use the bank's money at 6.5% to buy a solid commercial property or a multifamily home, and that property generates an 8.5% or 9% annual rental yield, that 2% to 2.5% spread is pure profit you made using the bank's money. Furthermore, the person paying off your 6.5% mortgage every month isn't you. It's the hardworking tenant who deposits rent into your account on time. After 30 years, the loan is paid off, and you get a building free and clear. In this entire process, you barely used any of your own real capital. This is the most famous financial leverage strategy in the world: other people's money. You don't need to save up $1 million to buy real estate in cash. You can use the bank's leverage to position yourself early and cash in on your future wealth today. This is why you see rich people spending money every day, yet getting richer and richer. They own cash-flowing machines that constantly generate income for them. Aside from generating positive cash flow, borrowing has a deeply hidden benefit. Inflation doesn't just eat your savings, it also eats your debt. This is a paradigm-shifting concept that many ordinary people fail to grasp their entire lives. Let's do some simple math. Assume you have the foresight to take out a $500,000 30-year fixed-rate mortgage today. In 30 years, you nominally still only owe the bank that $500,000 principal. But think about it. Will $500,000 in 30 years have the same purchasing power as $500,000 today? That $500,000 debt in 3 decades might only hold the purchasing power of $200,000 or less in today's terms. In other words, inflation invisibly pays off more than half of your actual debt for you. As long as the asset you bought appreciates, or at least holds its value alongside inflation, you are essentially using the bank's money and the power of inflation to wipe out your debt. This is arguably the most legal form of wealth transfer in the world. Banks know this perfectly well. That's exactly why they charge predatory interest rates to the poor, to cover the loss of purchasing power caused by inflation. The rich, however, are the winners who play by the rules. As long as your asset's appreciation rate outpaces your borrowing cost, you are using the invisible hand of inflation to continuously accumulate wealth. There is another critical reason the wealthy aggressively borrow from banks. Under the US tax code, borrowed money is completely tax-free. In our tax system, your earned W-2 income is hit with punitive taxes. The paycheck you break your back for at your corporate job is taxed by the IRS before you even see it. The more overtime you work, the higher your income tax bracket climbs. You provide the most labor, yet the government strips away the largest percentage of your blood, sweat, and tears. But if you use debt to extract cash, that money is technically a liability. Because you eventually have to pay it back, it is not considered taxable income. This is why many billionaire CEOs don't take a standard salary. They take a symbolic $1 salary. This perfectly avoids astronomical personal income taxes. When they need cash to fund their lavish lifestyles, buy a yacht, or make another massive investment, they simply pledge their company stock to the bank as collateral and take out massive lines of credit. They can spend this borrowed money however they want without paying a single dime to the IRS. Even better, the interest they pay on these business or investment loans can often be written off as tax deductions against other income. This is the ultimate legal tax avoidance mastery utilized by the wealthy class. Hearing this, you might be shocked and ask, if leveraging debt has so many hidden advantages, why do our parents and society relentlessly teach us to save? Why don't schools teach us about leverage and debt? The reason is brutal. Our current education system was established during the Industrial Revolution. The goal of education back then was to mass-produce obedient workers for large factories and corporations. These workers were trained to stay in line, follow orders, and safely store their wages in the bank. This kept society stable and ensured that business owners and banks had an endless supply of cheap capital. If you were taught from childhood how to use financial leverage and other people's money to get rich, who would be left to work the assembly lines or sit in the cubicles doing mandatory overtime? The poor mindset is a byproduct deliberately cultivated by the societal system to maintain the operations of the bottom tier. But now that you see the underlying logic of wealth, you can't go back to sleep. Now I must issue a very serious warning. Borrowing to invest is a double-edged sword loaded with risk. It requires high financial IQ, strict capital risk management, and emotional discipline. If average folks blindly follow trends and borrow money for high-risk investments without deep research, like dumping personal loans into volatile crypto or meme stocks, a market crash will not only wipe out their principal, but leave them saddled with crippling debt for life, ending in bankruptcy. This is why financial institutions have strict underwriting standards. They aren't charities. They only lend to people who can prove their ability to repay and have excellent credit histories. Therefore, your credit is your greatest asset in modern society. So how can ordinary working folks apply this disruptive rich mindset safely in today's economy? Here is the step-by-step blueprint. Step 1. Stop the bleeding. You must immediately stop creating bad debt that exploits your wallet. Pay off high-interest credit card balances and expensive consumer loans in one fell swoop. As long as you are carrying 20% or higher revolving interest on a credit card, you will never achieve financial freedom because absolutely no safe, legal investment on earth can consistently outpace that kind of terrifying compound interest. Step 2. Build a bulletproof FICO score. You need to establish a perfect personal credit score within the banking system. Many credit ghosts, people who never use credit cards or only pay in cash, think they are prime customers. In the eyes of the major credit bureaus, these are actually the highest risk demographics because they have absolutely no repayment track record. Banks have no way of knowing if you'll actually pay them back, so they will flat out reject you. You should sensibly apply for 1 or 2 credit cards and pay off the statement balance in full every single month. Never pay a dime of revolving interest. Over time, this builds your credit score and proves to banks you are a highly disciplined customer. This ensures you get the absolute lowest interest rates when you need to finance core assets later. Step 3. Leverage your W-2 job. This is critical. Cherish your stable job. Many people learn the rich mindset and suddenly think working a 9-to-5 is stupid, believing they should quit immediately to become an entrepreneur. This is dead wrong. Until you have massive passive income to cover your living expenses, your W-2 is your best weapon. Having a stable job with benefits is your strongest backing when applying for a 6.5% conventional mortgage or a home equity line of credit. Banks prefer lending to W-2 employees with predictable incomes over high-risk entrepreneurs facing daily bankruptcy threats. Keep your day job and grow your active income. It is the foundation of your financial leverage. Step 4. Invest in inflation-resistant assets. Start actively seeking out and boldly investing in high-quality assets with long-term inflation-beating potential. This could be prime real estate in good locations with high rental yield potential, commercial properties, or excellent broad market index funds that yield stable annualized returns, like the S&P 500 index funds that we are also familiar with. As long as the long-term compound annual growth rate of the asset reliably exceeds your 6.5% borrowing cost, you are perfectly executing this paradigm-shifting borrowing mindset, making other people's money work tirelessly for you. Once you deeply absorb this core law of finance, your entire perspective will crack wide open. You will no longer be a bottom-tier player stuffing cash under the mattress or locking it in a savings account waiting to be harvested by inflation. You won't walk on eggshells in the office just for a minuscule 3% annual raise. You will start thinking like a true capitalist, mastering the time value of money and financial leverage. While carrying debt might initially cause extreme anxiety and discomfort, since it shatters the traditional play-it-safe financial advice our parents forced upon us for decades. If you truly want to cross class divides and escape the miserable fate of stressing over money, you must ruthlessly tear off the labels of poverty and fear. Boldly embrace the leveraged investment mindset of the wealthy. Understand that this cold world will never pity ordinary people who blindly save and let inflation eat their wealth. The rewards of this era only go to the intelligent minority who see through the illusion of money and master the underlying rules of the financial game. Right now, take a deep breath, sit down, and brutally audit your true financial situation and all the debt you carry. Is your debt a toxic, expensive consumer liability mercilessly draining your pockets? Or is it a high-value, low-cost asset working around the clock to put money back in? If you are drowning in bad debt, instantly create a strict repayment plan to eradicate it. If you have zero debt, congratulations. You have a clean canvas with infinite possibilities. Start learning how to acquire good debt to build a long-term financial fortress for your future. Do not let your hard-earned money sleep in a bank account only to be swallowed whole by inflation. Mobilize your idle capital, turn them into your most fearless soldiers, and send them into the brutal battlefield of capitalism to conquer territory for you. Wealth building isn't just boring math and numbers. It is a profound psychology of overcoming human fear and greed. Bridging the massive wealth gap often just requires a fundamental shift in your financial mindset. I hope today's deep dive gave you a fresh financial awakening and allowed you to see the brutal reality of the capitalist world. If this hard-hitting breakdown on debt and inflation helped reshape your investment journey, please drop a like, subscribe to Simple Money Stories, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future high-value financial content. Also, leave a comment below and share with the community. Let's discuss how to hack your bad debt and get you out of the hopeless rat race. I sincerely hope you all recognize the ruthless nature of capitalism early, build your own paradigm-shifting wealth mindset, and achieve ultimate freedom. Thank you so much for your time and patience today. We'll see you in the next premium financial video. Have an incredibly wealthy day.